glad to be back, excited to be here. I'm going to enjoy this moment, enjoy this day, but it is Wind Down Wednesday. And I am Sandy, my friend and my partner in crime decided that she wanted to go see Dave Chappelle tonight. And that's great, outstanding, because, I'm a firm believer that, we at least got to do some things and we need to be excited about life. Don't sit at home and just absolutely do nothing. So when you can get out and get about, then you go do that. So she decided tonight to have date night with her husband. So they are actually on their way, if they're not there already, going to see Mr. Dave Chappelle. And I often say, I have a few friends that I often say too, do not wait until the weekend to decide that you want to do some things. Why do you feel like you have to wait for the weekend to go somewhere and do something? I get it. I understand. The weekend, Friday night, Saturday morning, most people don't have to get up and go to work the next day. Saturday night, Sunday morning, people don't have to get up and go to work on Sunday morning. And shoot, some of y'all don't even go to church. So you choose the weekend to go out and hang out and enjoy life. But I'm that kind that I don't necessarily feel like you have to wait until Friday night, Saturday night to go out and do something because you don't have to work. I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, you should be able to enjoy what you want to enjoy any day of the week without having to wait on the weekend. So she decided to go to see Dave Chappelle, and I'm sure it's going to be crowded tonight, and they're going to laugh and, probably cry a little bit because I'm sure he's going to have some funny things to say, and he's going to hold some stitches in the side, and then you get some tissues, and there's going to be some laughter and crying, I'm sure, because Dave Chappelle is wonderful. So how about we get down to the nitty gritty and we chit chat and talk. But once again, I'm Sandy, and it's Wind Down Wednesday, and I'm sitting here, and we are just about to have conversation. So why not just let's talk about it and call it a day, and then go from there. So it's been a great week, and I want to say thank you again for tuning in. For those that are watching now and those that will be watching later, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of Wind Down Wednesdays. I just want to say that I'm grateful and thankful for you. I'm thankful for you guys for continually to watch every week. So I'm here and I want to talk about my week has been wonderful. My week has been great. Let me get that out the way. My week has been great. What's going on, my sister friend that's on Facebook Live with me right now? What's going on, Carolyn? Love you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, Carolyn, because you want to chime in on this one, because we know the topic that I'm about to talk about, sweet baby Jesus, is all I'm going to say. Sweet baby Jesus. So my week has been great. It has been wonderful. It's been exciting. I'm doing a few things, got a few things under my belt since I have retired. And just enjoying life, enjoying family, enjoying my friends, because a lot of people can't say that. I went to the dry cleaners today to pick up some clothes out of the dry cleaners, and I was, the lady that works in there, her and I have become very familiar with each other. And she says to me that I tell her happy Thanksgiving, because you and I know, you guys know that Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Right around the corner. Yes, Carolyn, we're about to do this. So Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So she tells me before I walk out the door, I say, happy Thanksgiving, enjoy the time with your family. And she said this will be the best Thanksgiving that she's ever had, because her husband had suffered from 15 days of being with COVID issues and problems, where his lungs, and he couldn't breathe, and he had blood clots, and now he still has some scars around his heart from suffering from 15 days of being with COVID. And he's a former police officer in another entity. So, and he retired himself. So at the end of the day, she said this is probably going to be one of the best, if not the best, that she's thankful for him being here. And she has a new grandbaby that's going to be there. So thankful for that. And I told her I was thankful for her and her family. And, you know, I pray to God continue to bless her and her family. So we just want to be thankful. We want to be thankful for everything. So with that all being said, just do what you want to do and how you want to do it when you get ready. But be thankful, be careful, be cognizant of what you do and how you do and who you do it against and who you did do it to. And on that note, this is what I want to talk about: lies. Lies. Now put that all in capital letters. Lies. 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 My question is, why is it that people feel the need to lie about things that they shouldn't even lie about? Why is it that when you ask them, they'll look you smack dab in your face and promise or swear or whatever they say on somebody's grave that they're telling the truth when you know it's a lie? So how do you deal with someone that lies? How do you handle a liar? What do you do when someone lies to you? Do you approach them? Do you call them out on the carpet? Do you have a discussion about it? But how do you handle when someone lies to you? So here, this is what I do. First of all, if I find out that you're lying about something, and you consistently lie, see, this is the whole thing. And then people want to try to come up to you and say, oh, they didn't know. You know, oh, I didn't know that was going on. Oh, they didn't tell me that. Now, let me tell y'all something. This recently happened to me. So there was someone that I know that was going through something. And I had mentioned it, you know, just in a group of people or whatever, just talking about it briefly. And you know, I just mentioned it. And somewhere back in my thought process, you know, in my mind, my heart, I knew they knew. But they were acting like they had no clue. I mean, really, seriously, I'm telling you, they was face to face. We were face to face. We were face to face. They were in my face. And they were acting like as though they didn't know what took place, as though they didn't know what happened, that they didn't know how or what was going on, seriously. So later on, either that night or a couple of days later, I was speaking to someone that just happened to be involved in the conversation, or that the conversation was about, you know, and they was like, oh, they knew. Oh, they knew. They were just trying to act like they didn't know around you. But why do you feel like you have to lie to somebody and it's unnecessary? I'm like you, Carolyn, but you know, sometimes we can't cut them off. What up, AJ? What's up? What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. But you know, Carolyn, sometimes it's easier said than done. My whole thing is, yeah, you can cut them off, but how do you cut off a 30-year friend or 25-year friend, or a family member, you know, because that's just face to face, or a coworker that you know you've been working with for so long or whatever? How do you cut somebody out that has lied to you and they consistently lie? Can you just cut them off? You know, it's easier said than done. Now I know how I am. I know what I do. Now, can I cut somebody else? Absolutely. Have I cut individuals off that lied to me? Sure. I feed them out of a long handle spoon. I treat them differently. So I'm cutting them off in a different way, but totally cut them off. It's kind of hard to totally cut somebody off, especially if you're working with somebody every single day. but you know they lied to you, and you know they lied about you, or whatever the case may be, because you can't cut them off just like that, because you still got to work with them. But for somebody that you don't work with, but you thought you had a great rapport or friendship or love for, how do you just cut them off if they're lying? Because there's two things that I don't like, is a liar and a thief. Don't lie to me and then you lie in my face about it. I will cut you off. And it's easy for me. For some reason, it's just easy for me to cut people off or cut people out of my life. If they lie, if I know they lie, if I catch them in a lie, if I found out they lie and then I question them. But should you question somebody if you know they lied? Should you question them? Or should you just let it go? And if it happens again, then you call them out, or then you pull them to the side, and then you question them about it, and then you explain to them that what happens to the relationship from this point on. How do you handle that? Even in being in a relationship with someone, being married, or being engaged or living with somebody, how do you, because you can't cut your husband off, you can't cut your wife off, but they lied to you, but you can't cut them off because they are a serpent in sheep's skin. Yes, they are. And they're out to, as the Bible say, steal, kill, and destroy a reputation that you built or that you have, because they don't like it, or they don't like you, or they don't like somebody else around you. But they're always trying to do things. But you cannot always, there is no way that you can cut your mate off just like that. If they lied to you, if you're married, if you're living with somebody, because those dynamics are totally different than a friend or a family member, or a child. That situation is totally different. So trying to cut somebody off in that manner is very hard. But that's another situation. How do you handle that? Because we all know that for those that have been in a relationship and those that have been married, you have been lied to. And let's even go as far as to say you've lied to them as well. But how is that handled once it comes out in the open? Do you normally in relationships, you try to face these issues, you try to face what's going on, and you handle it accordingly, because what you don't want is a lie to come in between your relationship or your marriage, because now you're standing on something that's not true. And honesty and being truthful, once you gain somebody's trust, is a good thing. But then once you mess it up and you put a wedge in between it, that trust is hard to get back, all because you lied. Now, I was, I'm a part of this this GroupMe page with my fellow law enforcement officers. So I'm on there, and I like to read. I'm a kind of person that like to read stuff. And I often say, it's in black and white, because once somebody says something and then another person puts it out there in black and white, you got them. You can always go back and say, no, this is what you said. So you find a person that is a leader and they lie. How do you handle that? How do you handle that? Now, that's another whole situation too. How do you find out, or what can you do when you find out that a leader, even a preacher, a lot of people say, oh, preachers always lying. So what do you do when a leader or a preacher or anybody in a position of power? Politicians lie all the time. They lie all the time. So how do you handle a liar? How do you handle lies? We all handle them in a different way. Yes, we do. Some people can, as Carolyn said, cut them off. Just cut them off. But then when you cut them off, then they really gonna have something to say. But I could care less what they say about me, because it ain't gonna make me no different. They talked about Jesus, spit on him, and hung him on the cross to die, and he still survived. So it doesn't matter to me what you say about me or how you say about it. But my thing is, you do, I agree, Carolyn, you approach them and you address it accordingly. Now, if you know the preacher lied, how you going to approach the preacher? What you going to do with the preacher? What's going on, my sister friend? Bets, Mrs. Hayes in the building, all the way from Carolina. See you soon, my friend. See you soon. But much love to you, and tell my brother hello. How do you handle it? You know what I'm saying? How do you handle a leader? You got, I mean, say your supervisor on the job and you know they lied. How do you handle that? How do you handle situations? Because we all know you handle situations with your children and your siblings and your closest friends. You handle that a whole lot differently. But when somebody you know is lying, I mean, just like straight lying through the teeth, same way, he's just a man. Jennifer, what's going on? Jennifer Rose checking in from Alabama, down south, down the way. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching and tuning in. But how do you handle a lie? How do you handle someone that lies to you? Now, everybody is not able to approach someone in the proper way. Sometimes we can go in angry, we can go in mad, and then that's not really the way that we should handle it. Pull them aside and state the facts. And then, you know, and yeah, we do that too. But sometimes when we pull them to the side and state the facts, you got the facts. You know what the facts are. And then they'll still lie while you're standing there looking at them in their face. So what do you do after that? You know, because there's sometimes you still have to work with these people. You still, you know, got to be somewhere in the midst of these people. So how do you do that? You know, how do you continue to do that? Because at the end of the day, you can't treat everybody the same. And you can't approach everybody in the same manner. You know, it's just like you split up, you get a divorce, or you separate, and then you get back together. And then the wife or the husband or the ex or the boyfriend or the fiance or whomever, girlfriend, boyfriend, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Please, please, please forgive me. I will not do that again. I promise you that will not happen again. So you get back together and, you know, everything is going well. But then, boom, here comes that lie again. How do you handle that? Because everything is differently. You know, everything is handled in a different way. 30 years of marriage, and all of a sudden you find out that somebody lied about something that was extremely important. What do? Do you file for a divorce? Ha! That's the easy way out. You know, Beth says, you do that. And I know they understand you're not the fool they think you are. And that is absolutely correct. But you can say a whole lot of things. Carolyn say, tell them they are not being honest and take ownership. It's easy to say take ownership. I just was telling somebody that the other night. When you know that you're doing wrong, when you know that you have done wrong, you have to make sure that you take ownership. Hey, you know what? And I don't even watch that show. I don't even watch that show. Never watched the show, The Oval. So, but it's easier said than done to how, as far as handling someone that lies to you. See, because I know me, and then you know yourselves, you know who you are, and you know how you operate. It's, for me, it's somewhat kind of easy. And well, let me say this, it has been easy for me to cut somebody off. It's been extremely easy for me to cut somebody off because I don't feel like I need, that's a negativity in my life that I don't need. Because if you lied about something, then you're going to lie again. I can't trust to be around you. I can't trust you to be around me. So at the end of the day, to make it peaceful for me and to have a longevity of living, a happy and a peaceful life, I'm just going to call it quits and I'm just going to cut you off. I do not. There's nothing. And that, you know, we've done it before. I've done it before. It's easy for me because I don't need anybody close to me or anybody that I care about lying, and we're eighth bone coons. We like this, we loving each other, we breaking bread, we hanging out, we kicking it, I've cut family members off that lie. And Carolyn says, because we worked with deception and lies for 30 years, we know it when we see it. Absolutely. We know it when we see it, and we know it when we hear it. It's a bunch of bull crap that's coming out of their mouths, and you put them on Front Street, they are lying to you again. What's going on, Ashley? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Ashley says, I disconnect and cut those that lie off. The trust has been broken. But once again, Ashley, it's easier said than done to just cut somebody off, because you and I know that person, especially if you've been nothing but a real, true friend. I mean, whether it's a sibling or cousin or anything, someone that's really close to you. If they know that you've treated them with nothing but kindness, they know that. Period. It's going to be difficult for them to let you go, more so than you let them go, because you know the damage that they've caused. And you're absolutely right, Ashley. It's going to be hard for you to allow them back in your personal space, your life. And let me say this, we have all allowed someone to come back in our space that lied to us. We've all been guilty of it, but we now know and realize that we have to keep them at a distance. We can't let them come back in as close as they used to be, because they're not going to do anything. More than likely, they'll do it again. And then here we go all over again. Got to repeat the same stuff, trying to cut somebody off. But then the conversation that you had was just like, well, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm so sorry. And here comes the crocodile tears. Will you please forgive me? But then you do it again. Now we're back at ground zero. We've all been guilty of that. We've all been guilty. But it's so easy for some, and I love, and I know who my real friends are. And I said at my retirement, friends are something that I just don't say. I just don't use that loosely. Because when I say no new friends, I really mean no new friends. Associates, totally different from friends. I don't care about it. I do care about an associate. Yes, I do. I care about an associate. But I love my friends as though they were my family members. And when one of those people deceive you, and they lie to you, and they lie on you, it's just, you start looking at things and looking at them in a different way. And how do you handle it? Yes, I agree with everybody. You got to pull them aside. You got to sit down, and you got to have a conversation. But we all know that even during that conversation, there's going to be a lie that comes out of the mouth again, which may make us feel, or the other person feel, this conversation is just a waste of time because you're still lying. So how do you handle that? Because a lot of people, jealousy causes lies too. Let's just keep it 100. Jealousy causes lies. And the unfortunate piece with women, jealousy will cause another woman to lie about something, or to lie on another woman. This is people. I'm not an expert at this. I didn't get a degree in this. I didn't go to school for this. This is just plain old simple knowledge and understanding and experience, okay? Women that are jealous of others, particularly other women, will lie on that person, or will lie on that woman. Even if they don't know them, they'll lie, which is the reason why I say I don't need no new friends. And I know I don't need no new women friend. I got enough. She said, when that happens, Carolyn says, when that happens, they downsize to an associate, no longer your friend. Baby, they done moved out of their friend and associate column. Ashley says, yes, I agree, it's difficult. I don't allow those people to come back in the same capacity in which they were before. And you're absolutely right, Ashley. But my whole thing too, Ashley, they probably with me, they probably not coming back. I'll let you back. Now, I made up, we've all, like I said, we've all made a couple of mistakes, here and there. We've all allowed some to come back. But I'm right now at the point of my life, no new friends, and especially no new women friends, because I'm not going to have that. All my women friends, we on a different level, and it ain't number positivity going on with us, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's what we're doing in my circle, because I'm not fooling with nobody else that I'm going to bring in, and then they going to lie. If they ain't lying about me, and this is another thing, too, that I don't like about women. When they get together, and now everybody's all together, they lie on somebody else that's in the group because they may not like them. That is so petty to me. How do you handle that? There are ways to handle that too. This is why I say no new friends. I cannot have new friends to come in my life and to cause problems, not just with me, but with somebody else that I'm a friend with. So I don't mean any harm or anything when I say no new friends. And at the end of the day, if I don't want to talk to you or speak to you, it's because I'm probably not going to want you to be my friend. I don't want you to think that you can be my friend. So there are a lot of times that I won't. My grandma always said there's nothing wrong with you giving somebody the time of day. Grandma, God rest your soul, sometimes it is. Because that hi or hello or that thank you or how you doing or how you been can lead to a conversation that you're really not trying to have with that person because you really don't want to, because they really lied on you. So I'm not going to try to have a conversation with somebody that I know has lied. I don't want to be in a group or a circle. This is why I limit the people that I'm with. I limit the people that I hang around. I limit the people that I go visit. I limit the people that I do things for, because I don't have the time of day nor the energy to be giving somebody that's going to sit there and lie. I just don't. Life is too short for us to even be fooling with liars. And then this is the thing too that I don't. This is the thing. Okay. AJ says she a nodder. She just nods to what you're saying. She ain't agreeing to it. She just nods because she's listening. A good listener is very important. Here's the problem that I have. Now, I've worked in the law enforcement industry for almost 22 years. I've been around a lot of people for a long time. I've always dealt with people. I've always been in an environment where I work with people. But here's what I have a problem with in the law enforcement industry. It's a bunch of liars. And I always catch them in black and white. And when I say black and white, because they always say stuff and do stuff where it's in black and white. I've worked with lots. I'm not perfect. Now, don't get it twisted. By far, I'm not perfect. But I definitely try to do the right thing and follow the right guidelines that's set before me. And I can't say that about everybody. But to work with in an industry where people lie, and then some are treated differently more than the other individual is treated. You tell me, should you continue to hobnob and invite them people and break bread together, have a glass of wine or two together? Should they still be in your circle? No, they should not. Kim Marino, what's going on? My friend, what's happening? She says, very good topic. They go in high and goodbye category, and I keep it moving. Me too. Yes, life is short, and I surround myself with positive people. Love you for being one of those positive people. Yes, love you too, Miss Kim. The foolishness at our age, we just do not have time for. Because you and I know, everybody knows, you can be lied on and lied to and lied about. But how do you handle it? It is easier to cut somebody off. just to just let it go? Should you let it go, or should you talk to them about it? It's just like, if you married or in a relationship or living together with a mate, should they know what you're doing? Should they know how you're doing it? Should they know when you're buying $1,000 watch? And then all of a sudden they see it, and then you didn't tell them about it. Should you hold back? Or should you be truthful to them and let them know what's going on and let them know what's happening? Because friendships, relationships, all kind of ships are built on the truth and being honest. But when you catch somebody in a lie and they lied, and they sit up in front of your face and they say they didn't do it, how do you handle it? Wasn't me. Oh, no, that wasn't me. And then at the end, this is the thing too. This is what I'm dealing with right now. This is exactly what I'm dealing with right now, currently, people, currently. Continued lies. People are still lying and say they didn't say it. That wasn't them. They didn't do that. That wasn't me. Where you get that from? So why do you keep saying it though? Why is it still being said? Because at the end of the day, I done cut you off. I'm done. I can do that. I've done that. I can love somebody from a distance. I mean, a whole long distance too. Long distance. I can love you, and where that love turns to like. And then that like turns to who cares? Because once you lie, it's hard to build that trust back. It's hard to gain it back. But when you're in a position, a top-notch position, a main position, a leadership position, you should do your best, your very best, to not lie. You should do your very best to not lie and handle things accordingly in the right manner. People don't do that. They don't do that in life. They don't do that in relationships. They don't do that in friendships. They don't do that in sisterhood, brotherhood. They don't do that in families. They don't do that in no kind of shit. But they still feel the need to lie. But I do find jealousy, y'all get that word, jealousy causes individuals to lie on somebody else. Did y'all hear the words that just came out of my mouth? Jealousy. Carolyn, I told you, little sis, they are serpents trying to play you and deceive you. That's one thing you and I know, sis, they ain't gonna do. AJ says, Tuck, your character carries a lot of weight, and some people dislike you because of how other people care for you. Thank you for that. And, once again, let's go back to what I just said on that statement, AJ. Let's go back to what I said. Jealousy. A lot of people are jealous of somebody else because of their character, because they do the right thing, because they don't, I'm going to look out for you. That's what I'm going to do. If I can, I will. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you and I do the right thing, and ain't nothing going to happen with us. We're not going to go down for nobody else. I can guarantee you that. But when someone gets jealous of you because of how you're doing things and the way you're doing, they begin to lie. But they will definitely try. You're absolutely right. But I'm telling you, jealousy will cause an individual to lie on you. And they would definitely, as Carolyn say, and just said, they would try to assassinate your character. And the bad thing about it is they would try to go dig up some dirt. Here's another thing. They would try to go dig up dirt on you that ain't even true. Try to dig it up and bring it back to life, but it has no life because it's not true. That is pure hatred and jealousy. How do you handle it? because all things can't be ignored. You cannot ignore something. Now, some of these lies you can't ignore. Now, if they said I got hammer time, that's a lie. Because I ain't, I ain't got to prove that. I don't need to pull you to the side and show you my toes because they're pretty. I got my mama feet. My mama always had some pretty feet. But my thing is, hatred and jealousy is the main reason that a lot of people don't like people and they lie on you. They would do anything in their power to make you look bad because they don't like you. They can't stand you. They are jealous because you got married first before them. They're jealous because you got a car before them. They're jealous because you done bought a house and they still live in an apartment. Jealousy causes lies. Hatred causes lies. What do you do? Should you always approach someone? Should you always pull them aside? Because some things don't deserve your attention. Some things don't deserve you to even have a conversation about. Because once we put things in the atmosphere, it really becomes whole. It gains fuel. It gains fire. So if we don't discuss it, if we don't feel the need to talk about it, but to let it go, let's see what happens. Because the next time, and there'll be a next time, that's when you approach it. That's when you pull them to a side. That's when you talk about it. Because I've always been told there are some things in life when you're talking to certain people, especially if you're in a position of supervisory, or if you're on a job, or or whatever the case may be. Sometimes there's a need to document when individuals say things, to write it down, the date and time they said it. So now you can go back because that was a lie. Now you said it again. So now I got you again in the lie. So now I feel the need that we need to discuss it and talk about it. And I'm gonna, sometimes Carolyn says, sometimes you have to say what would Jesus do? Then ponder over it and pray over it. Absolutely. I always say pray about it. I would definitely always say pray about it. And let me say, and this is just me. And like I said, I'm not an expert at this. This is something I like talking about because these are things lies are currently happening all around me. I mean, all around me. There are lies that are happening. And I have to ask myself, what the Sam Hill is going on and why? And it's so unnecessary for that to happen and take place. But then that's why I often say it's in black and white, because if you put it out there, once again, if it's in the atmosphere and if you set it around somebody, now you got some proof, or you can write it down yourself. It's in black and white. And don't get on TV and talk about it on TV or say something on TV or whatever the case may be, because a lot of times these people get caught in lies, then they be right on TV talking about it. But I done got you now because I can go back and pull up the footage, because you lied about it. It's like if you go to court, let's just say if you go to court and, everything, it's a deposition. You got it. It's right there. They typing it. It's recorded. You can go back and pull that up and look and see what you said. And then when I call you out on it, that's a lie. You lied. So what now? There's some things that you just don't have to do. You just don't have to say. But jealousy and hatred causes a lot of things to take place that should never happen. And it's so bad and it's so unfortunate. Black folks be the first ones to tear somebody down with a lie. Let's just keep it 100, people. Let's just keep it real. Women. Oh, that's why I said I cannot open my door to no more female friends. I just can't. I love all of y'all. I love my Black sisters. Power to the Black sisters, to the sisterhood. But I am so good with the ones that I have. Now, unless God just put somebody else in my life and halo over her head, then that's a different story. But I can't deal with that because I'm in a different place. I'm probably happier now than I've ever been in my life. with the exception, of course, my mom isn't here, my grandma is not here. But other than that, and my brother isn't here, I am extremely excited about life and what's going on. But at the end of the day, the root of evil, jealousy, it's terrible. I mean, it's horrible. Jealousy, you can be smart. Somebody smarter than you, you don't like them. So now you make up a lie. Why? Because they smarter than you? You got to lie about them? You got to try to assassinate their character, like Carolyn said? Even at the end of the day, and this is what I said, I'm telling you people, this is just me. There are times when you're in a relationship, you need to document. You need to write down what's said, whether you're male or female, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse and spouse, partner, I don't care. There are times where you need to write it down. So when you go back to the table, you have to refresh the memory. Not only their memory, but yours too. Write the lie down that they said. Put it in black and white. Because once trust has been betrayed, it's hard to get back. But don't be jealous of somebody and you feel like you need to lie about them. Don't dislike somebody and you feel like you need to lie about them. What good is it going to do? Who is it making? It's making that person that's saying the lie feel good. Because you really ain't doing nothing to the other person. Especially if that individual brings out the truth. Especially if they can prove. If they can prove it. Who's going to be looking back? See, that's what I'm saying. The camera's always recording. Hey, what I feel, Pam, my brother from another. Nothing going on, Phil. We talking about people lying. Phil and I know. You get people, they just lie. 24/7 lie. They lie all the time. You look at them, they lying. And then when you call them out on the carpet, they lie again and say, that's not what first, this is what they say. And man, I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, no, yes, you did. Because you said it. You said it. So don't sit there and say another lie on top of the lie that I'm discussing with you in the first place. I'm talking to you about a lie, and then you come and throw another lie in my face. Guess what? It's time to get up from the table and walk away. Because at the end of the day, there's no more discussion. Because you're going to keep lying to me because I'm trying to approach it and make sure that we, let's get this all out. Carolyn says if all from slavery, how they separate us. It's all from slavery. There's the thing on Channel 12. They're talking about the separation, the segregation of Cincinnati. House Negro field. Negro! We still going. We're still doing the same thing to each other, tearing each other down. Yes, we are. She's saying we are field people, field Negroes. Everybody treating everybody like a field Negro. Back in slave days, But back, let me say this about slavery. This is just my personal feeling and opinion. Back then, the slaves had to depend on each other. They depended on each other to get to the next step, to help the next family, to assist with what was going on. They helped each other. They backed each other. They supported each other in the slave days. That's all they had. They really had each other. I was talking to my brother today, and it's like we were talking about somebody used to make that statement all the time, and they always said, we all we got. We ain't got nobody else. We got each other. Today, in this day and time, no, we don't. We don't have each other. We don't have each other's back. Slavery in the slave days, they had each other's back. They had each other's back. Miss Kim says, Proverbs 10, 12, and 13. Hatred stirs up dissension, but love covers over all wrong. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks judgment. True. That's dead on it, Miss Kim. That's dead on it. And then you talk about the rod, but the rod was used in the slave days because the man lacked judgment. So he took it out on the Negroes. So let's just keep it real. Back in the day, it's totally different from now. We had each other's back. Well, I ain't a slave, but then again, slaves had each other's back in the day. They did. They really did. They supported each other. They covered each other's back. You know, they helped each other along the way. They fed another family when that family didn't have no food. They shared things. It's not that way anymore. Jealousy and hatred cause one to lie on somebody else, to try to tear up their character, to try to bring it down. And people are so happy with that. As Blacks, we are excited about that. It's like, you paid me to tell a lie on this person. Exactly what it seems like. You want to give me something, so now I owe you. You want to put me in a position, so now I owe you. You want me to have your back on something that's wrong, so now I owe you. It's a lie. It's all a lie. It's been based on a lie. So how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? You know, we can sit here and we talk and we address it, but how do you stop it? You can't stop a liar. You can't stop a liar. I can't figure it out. I'm not going to ever try to figure it out. I'm just going to keep you over there on the outside of my door. And as much as you knock, I'm still not going to let you in because you lied. And I can't handle a liar in my box right now. I just can't. I won't. Because why? I don't have to. I don't have to. You don't know me and I don't know you. If you got to lie on me or if I got to lie on you. And me, I ain't that kind. I have not been that kind. I wasn't raised that way. My grandmother used to always say, tell the truth and shame the devil. You figure that out. So how do you handle somebody or deal with someone that lies and you know it consistently? That's all they do. But then they can't front you. They can't come and be face to face, you know, because they done lied. They cannot put themselves in your face because they lied. They cannot even approach you because they lied. You don't have to do anything sometimes. You don't even have to talk about it. There's nothing that you don't ever have to pull them to the side. Because they lied, they ain't gonna come to your face no way. They're not gonna come up. Carolyn says, not at all. There were some treacherous slaves, did what they had to do to eat better and live better and longer. Absolutely. But I guarantee you, Carolyn, on that one too, they still looked out. They still looked out for the other ones. They still looked out for them. They did what they felt that they need to do for them. But I can guarantee you, they still helped them. Because you couldn't let them know what you were doing. But that don't necessarily mean they lied. They just did what they had to do to stay ahead. And a lot of people do that, but they lie. I know a slave had to do what they had to do to be better and make it better, or to move up into the house or whatever the case may be, but they were still looking out for their fellow friends and slaves and family members that they left on the other side of the gate that couldn't come up those country roads and be in the big white house with the white picket fence. But they were still looking out. They still looked out for those that weren't able to make it to where they were. They still looked out for them. We don't have that because of jealousy and hatred, which brings about the lies. I'm not an expert. I'm going to say that again. I'm not perfect at this. I got your back. I'm telling you, I got your back. If something happens and if you my friend, you can call me in the middle of the night. I'm on the way. I'm coming. I'm going to do everything that I can to help you within my power. One thing I'm not going to do is lie about it. I'm not going to lie on you. I'm not going to lie about you. because it's not in my nature. It's not, I wasn't raised that way. Plus, I ain't gonna get ahead. And I always say that. And anybody that knows me, I tell you, I often say, God don't like ugly. Because whatever you do, it's gonna come back to get you. But the worst thing that we do all the time, jealousy and hatred cause one to lie on somebody else. You're jealous of somebody because they got on a new pair of shoes. What? The Sam Hill. You know, it's like you're jealous of somebody because they got a ring on their finger. They got new weave. Who does that? Who does that? You got on new clothes. You got a new outfit. Those are just little simple things. Minute. It doesn't matter. You got to, you can't do what you want to do or need to do because now you're worried about what somebody else is doing. And then you got to lie about them. Why? To make you look good? You know, oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. You know, it was me because of what? No, well, that's a lie. Because I'm going to tell y'all, let me tell you something. So most people that are around me knew I was retiring this year. I was going to retire on my birthday in March, but there was somebody that approached me and said, we need you to stay a little longer because we got this program going on and need you to be a part of it. Sure, no problem. I'll be right there until the end or whatever, you know, I'm with you, you know, and that was a big debacle. But then you got people walking around saying, oh, well, I did this. And if it was me that caused her to retire. Wrong. That is a lie. These things and those that are close around me, no, that's a lie. But I ain't got to prove myself. There's no need for me to sit down and talk to nobody or pull you to the side or go out and have a glass of wine. I don't need to do that. Why would I do that? Because it's a lie. Because I don't care. Because it ain't the truth. You know, and it's like, oh, by the way, no, it's too late for the oh, by the ways. I'm good. I am good, straight. You know, oh, that wasn't me. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, I wasn't there. A lie. So stop doing that. Face it, own it, take ownership. You know, somebody, oh my God, Yvette, my girl on here in North Carolina, she knows. We had to cut somebody off because of jealousy. Lies. Then they lied. It was just like, are you kidding me? You really got to be kidding me. Jealousy, hatred, lies. So I had to cut them off. And they were, I thought they was a great person. I really did. I really thought they were a great person. But then we had to cut, literally like cut them off. Kim says, when you get a chance in the future, do a session on the Willie Lynch letter. I'm going to post it. How about I do that too? Another method that has been passed down to control Blacks, and that system is still used today. And you are absolutely correct. My daughter and I was just talking before I even came on, and she and I was discussing this topic tonight. And she was saying to me, she was like, what is it called? She was like, what's the man's name that, she's like, you said it and it's been said before. And when he's tap dancing around and, doing things and saying things that he shouldn't be saying just to be in good on the other side. She said, what do you call him? Uncle, uncle, uncle. She was like, uncle, uncle. And then I put the T up. She was like, Uncle Tom. I said, yes. What's the definition of an Uncle Tom? The definition of an Uncle Tom, I got a lot of people's names that I can say, but I ain't going to say it right now. I've already told them that's what I thought they were, but there's no need for me to put them out here right now because, at the end of the day, you got the Jim Crow laws too, Carolyn. You're absolutely right. AJ says, you bounce back. It's too much for some people. And you are absolutely correct. When you bounce back from whatever it is that they're trying to tear you down, it becomes overwhelming and they want to continue to lie on you because you've overcome that first lie or first few lies. And then she says, you and Carolyn are great, strong women. I admire you both. Excellent role models. Thank you so much, AJ. We have done and try to do the best we can, because I do believe that at the end of the day, it is the character and how you carry yourself that that in the future, people will always remember that part about an individual. How many times is somebody gonna remember? You ain't gonna remember a butthole's name. You might. That's if you had some experience with them in a bad way. But you're more than likely gonna remember somebody that's done something for you on more than one occasion. You know, that has looked out for you on more than one occasion. That has talked you off the ledge on more than one occasion. So those are the individuals that I like to keep myself surrounded with, because I don't want to deal and fool with nobody that lie. I can't. I won't. And I don't have to. Positive in and positive out is my quote for 2022. That is my quote. And it's not going anywhere. That is my quote for 2022. Positive in and positive out. Because if you take the positivity in, then you're going to let the positivity out. Because I am trying to live a long, prosperous, healthy life. And the stress and the lies, baby, let me tell y'all something. Miss Kim and Carolyn knows that when you retire, and my sister Vet can tell you, when brother retired, it's just a relief. Makes you feel so good. Makes you just happy, because you don't have that stressfulness from the job, foolishness from the people around you that lie. It's no longer there anymore, because you don't have to deal with it. Being a police officer is a lot of stress, because you do be around a lot of people that lie. That's the unfortunate piece. Sorry, but it's the truth. I've seen it on more than one occasion. Police do lie. We know that. People lie. People lie. You don't really have to be a police to lie. People lie. But what do you do and how do you handle it? Everything does not negate a have a seat conversation. It doesn't. You don't have to sit down with people. You don't have to have a conversation with them because they lied. There's some things that you just don't need to discuss or talk about. I say let it go. Now, unless it's really bad, and if it's really bothering you, and it's tearing a hole in your chest or something, then you might want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, are they paying your bills? Are they putting food in your mouth? What are they doing for you? Other than lying on you. But then when you catch them, this is my thing. When you catch them in that lie, and I've often said it, it's always in black and white. Most people lie and it's in black and white and they don't even realize it, but it's in black and white. Look at the deposition. It's in black and white. Look at the deposition. Read the deposition, because it's in there. And y'all know, just try to keep yourself happy. Don't be around people that are what we call jealous people, people that hate on other people, even people that hate on somebody else. It ain't even got to be you. If they hate on somebody else, trust and believe they're going to lie about somebody else and lie about you. So try to keep those people, because that's normally what happens too. They're jealous of some. We know we got friends that we've hung with that's jealous of somebody else. So if they're jealous of them, they're going to tell you a lie about that person. I mean, it's simple. It happens. If they hate them, because we hear it all the time. Oh, I hate them. They get on my nerves. They make me sick. They're going to lie about them. Then they're going to paint a picture for you about that person, and you may not even know them. Or there may be a side of them that you don't know, and you're not going to, you'll be like, no, that can't be. They're lying on that person. So hatred and jealousy cause individuals to lie. So what do? As Carolyn said before, and as Miss Kim said before, sometimes you just, most of the time you got to pray about it. You got to pray on it. You got to ask God to reveal a lot of things to you. What's going on, Miss Wanda? Yes, long time no see. But the thing about it is, continue to pray, continue to ask God for guidance, and to remove those individuals away from you and out of your life, because everybody ain't good for you. And the people that is good to you ain't good for you. The ones that's good for you ain't good to you. So you figure it out, especially if they are lying. Be careful who you let sit around your table and eat your food. You figure that piece out. Just be careful. Continue to live life. Don't wait for the weekend to come before you go out on a date, before you go dance, before you go have fun, before you go to the movies, before you go to dinner, before you do anything. Don't wait till the weekend to do that. Do it during the week. Live life, have fun. Go outside and sit by the fire pit. Get your girlfriends or your friends over. Do couples weekday nights. Don't wait till the weekend. Live it now. Be happy now. But y'all know what time it is. It's that time of day. And make sure you watch those serpents that's trying to slither their way in. As I say, no new friends. And I mean it wholeheartedly. No new friends. So at the end of the day, take care of yourself. Be happy. Try to live a healthy and a prosperous life. Love your family like you've never loved them before. Thanksgiving is coming. Give thanks for all things on a daily basis. Don't wait for Thanksgiving to do that. In the meantime, in the between time, y'all know me. Positive in, positive out. And I'm going to see y'all somewhere. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes open. Yes, let go and let God, let him do what he's got to do in your life and for you and your family. Positive in, positive out. And y'all know what I say. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It's always better to give than it is to receive. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for being there. And I'll see y'all next Wednesday, because I am sure next Wednesday, I'm going to have some juice by the time next Wednesday comes. Trust when I tell you. I know I'm going to have some juice, because there's some things that's about to go down. In the meantime, enjoy yourself. I love y'all. Give. Better to give than to receive. Positive in, positive out. We'll see you next week. Later, Gators.